Raymond Trujillo.
Yes.
So I want to thank those that have already begun to support me and also trusting me. I'm running for vice chair, and the things that I want to do is due diligence and work for the people. And with that said, I just want to take a moment to remember my Aunt Naomi. She's in her last hours right now, so my mom, she wanted to be here at this forum, but she sees it more important to be with her sister than if anybody would like to go see her. She's at the mountain home on General Cook Trail. I would just like to leave that with you, because I think it's very important as a leader to be part of the community. And if you're not part of the community, then there's no sense serving. So with that said, I would like to move on. And also, I already heard it mentioned about Rosella Hines also. I don't have very much time. I would like to see, if I was elected vice chairman, I would be here 40 hours a week. I would be here every day, probably 50 hours a week. And I would want to go to each department and speak with the department heads and see ways we could educate our personnel, so that even if it comes to mentoring, I would like to see that happen, so that people in our nation can strive to have better careers and move up in the ladder. Also, boost morale by giving bonuses. And so often we get in trouble for not being in places, but sometimes when you come on Friday afternoon, there's nobody here, and also early mornings, nobody's here. So I'd like to see bonuses given to people that show up on time and don't mind working until they're 40 hours. So with that said, also, I'm not saying throwing anybody underneath the bus. That's just what I've come to notice. And if I've come to notice it, other people also have come to notice. The other thing that I'd like to mention is our education. I'd like to see more people educated. I also went to school myself, so with that said, I want to thank you.
My name is Hazel Bernadine Sayo. My mother was full-blooded Yavapai, so I am half Yavapai. The reason why I'm running for chairperson is because I've been here for 7 years, and I've worked on an interim basis here in the clinic, and I've seen a lot of things that happened, a lot of things that did not happen, a lot of people not understanding things that we could do. And so my goal for chairperson is, because I do have a doctorate degree, I am a nurse educator, and my goal is to teach our managers how to really manage and find job satisfaction. I'd like to teach, because a lot of our people don't really have the education, as Raymond was saying, and they need that. Most places, hire people that are educated and experienced. We hire people with GEDs and high school diplomas. So they need leadership to teach them and guide them into what they really need to produce for the nation. Those are really my goals for this nation, because I worked here and saw that. The other thing is that I care about everybody here. And I care about everybody who doesn't live here, because I didn't live here myself for a long time, because I went away for higher learning, I went away to find a career, I came back. So I have a lot of things that I want to offer to the, especially to the council. I feel that they don't have leadership to guide them, and that's why they can't produce for us either. And so this is where my goals are, those two places, helping to educate and guiding, and having them participate in so many things so that they gain knowledge to help us and produce for the nation. Thank you very much.
My name is Jane Russell Winnicke, and thank you. Like all of us, we're excited and nervous, but happy that you came here this morning. My father was Ned Russell, my grandfather was Henry Russell, and my great-grandfather was Paula Apana. And I'm running for council because I believe that in the face of prosperity, and we actually do live in prosperity, that we're faced with the same kind of challenges as my grandfather and great-grandfather were faced. They're just different. And I feel that there isn't one area that I could say that is the most important. I think that we need to work for the entire tribe. There's so many things that that are challenges for us that we need to look at. I have been to the different communities and talked about three main things. What I believe is that we need a new perspective. I think that with our challenges that we just need to change leadership and get a new perspective. And I think the things that I think that are at the top of the list that need to change are the salaries, which are too high. Second thing is at-will firing. Many people have been talking about that before this election, but people are starting to talk about it, and I think those need to stop. And the third thing is transparency. I want to remind you that this is a government, not a corporation. This is a government of people. We're a democracy, and we're not a corporation. And our executive department are not CEOs. They're public servants, and that's what we need to remember, is that the voice of the people is more important than anything else. And I can tell you that I'm willing to address that. And there goes the bell. So thank you very much, and we look forward to your questions.
Thank you.
Tagre kujunihi shinden sli ilze hati shizihi Dave Kinsey Jr. Dinde ilze duguduga. Good morning and welcome everybody. My name is Dave Kinsey Jr. I am Yavapai and Apache, and my mother is also Acoma. I am running for the office of the chairperson because there are a lot of issues that come up every day, and sometimes they're created by the governing body, and those have to be put to a stop. And I can be the one to lead that, to help bring resolve to our people and all their issues. Like I said, there are many issues coming upon us. New drugs being brought into our communities. A lot of employment issues. These things can be fixed. It just takes the right person to do those. So I ask your support for the chairperson. I can lead with confidence. I can face all our issues head on. I can educate and help the council, the governing body, acknowledge what has to be done in the departments so that we can better service our people. I don't see that happening. We have to bridge those gaps so that we can create a budget that can help fix those issues. You know, it's sad to see the drugs, suicide affecting our people, and I can help change those in a positive manner. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for coming in and some of the positive support that I've had in the community. My parents, Norman and Priscilla Smith, my whole life has been set for this moment. I come from a family of leaders, and my current position now, I manage and operate a towing company, and I've also managed a trucking company throughout some of the most horrible economies that we've ever witnessed, and we've been able to manage it through that and be successful. Some of the issues that we have in our community that people mention are drug abuse and lack of employment. I want to address those things by boosting our tribal economy, dealing with housing. There's a lot of issues with housing that, there's some concerns with the low-income housing. When people are saying, well, we can't get a house. We need to deal with that issue. We need to figure out a way to get housing for everybody. In my opinion, some of the drug abuse and alcoholism and things stem from lack of employment. So that's something I think that we need to focus on. Everybody needs to focus, whether you're, a tribalman or a tribal council, tribal chairman, vice chairman. Everybody needs to focus on employment. If we can get employment, we can bring pride back to the people. Because if you can get up and go to work, you have a job, you can be a good role model for your kids. Your kids. Our kids need somebody that they wake up to, and their parents go off to work, come home, and bring a paycheck. We have too many parents, too many families that are sitting at home now. Their kids, who is their role model? Their parents are sitting at home. So if we can provide jobs, it'll boost everybody's pride, and I think that's kind of what we're lacking now is pride. So some of the issues that that I know needs to be dealt with, tribal water rights. Federal land exchange. In order for housing, we need more land. It's something that we need to get immediately. But again, water rights, we can't do much unless we get water. So Sorry, that was a lot quicker than expected, so. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Thomas Beauty. I'm the chairman for the Yavapai Apache Nation right now. I just wanted to let you know that. When I got into office, I wanted to let everybody know that the council and the administration wasn't working together. And they only make one promise, and that promise was to get these people to work together with myself. And that had happened. We've made good strides in this last 2.5, 3 years. We've done good things. I'm the bigger picture kind of person. That's what I look at. We could all argue and fight amongst each other with these little issues, but our future is what we need to protect. My friend here, Henry Smith, water rights. That's been forefront for me for a long time. My Uncle Norman was the vice chairman, and he helped me with that too. Without water, you can't live. Without water, there's no economic development. There's no government. There's none of these things that we talk about right now, and these people will probably talk about them. Without water, none of this will be possible. So that is my #1 issue that I'm dealing with. What's the biggest challenge? The challenge is protecting our future. That's the biggest challenge. And if we can't do that, then all of these other things that we're talking about right here are meaningless. So that's what I stand for, the future. I stand for innovation. I stand for the people. And if I didn't stand for the people, I wouldn't be in here a 3rd time, trying to get in here a 4th time. I've been on this council since I was 29, on and off. Chairman at 33. So today, I'm just letting you guys know what I feel in my heart. And that's how I am, from the heart speaker. Protect the future. And the future is us, our children, and even the elders. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. I would like to thank all of you for taking some time out of your day to come here. I firmly believe, I just want to spend just a brief moment to let you know that I believe that we can all talk about issues, yes, that's true, but who are we when we walk into that office? And so what I wanted to tell you is that what do I bring to the office of the vice chair? I've served in the world, I've served in the military, I've served in the church. I've served as a tutor, I've served as a brother, big sister, and also I've served the people of this nation in many different capacities. But the reason I mentioned that is because I've served in the world, and I can tell you the world is destructive. And I believe that that is a big problem with the people in our nation, and we need to work to correct that. I've served in the military, and what that's taught me is to respect organization. And what I'm talking about is separation of powers. I've learned that in the church that when you serve a higher God, you serve in a humble way. I also served as a tutor, and what that has taught me is that I believe that our children are the future, yes, but I believe they're in a critical state. And we need to work on correcting that and protecting them from the world. I've served as a big brother, big sister, and I've had foster children in our homes many occasions. And that has served me well to know that every issue is important to our people. I just wanted to mention one other thing as our time winds down. My thoughts on the position of vice chairman. I believe that there's something fundamentally wrong in our organization, our structure, because I find it, just not right when in the legislative sessions, the executive department criticizes and questions directors and managers. So I say this to the employees. As a vice chair, I would never question what your purposes are.
Thank you.
Good morning. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this, and to our public relations also for putting on this forum, and thank you to the elected leaders that are here, and especially to the travel membership that has shown up, and to the guests. My name is Sierra Russell. My father was the late Aaron Russell, and as most of you know, he served this community for many years, like 4 decades he served, from councilperson to chair to councilperson, his last service being a councilman. My mother was the late Joanna Russell. Her maiden name was Gibson, and so she was of Apache heritage. My father, Yavapai. Why I'm running? I'm running because it is something that I was trained and saw and observed from a child because of my father. I saw his commitment to civic service. I saw his dedication to this community. I used to tag along because I had to come up to Middle Verde like at least twice a month from when I was a little girl when we lived in Gila Bend, because my father was always involved in helping to be, along with the other leaders of that generation, to help set up this community so that the people, all the people, would have a good life, a better life. And when you observe, you're influenced greatly by who raises you. And that type of life, being exposed to public service and then being raised in a Christian home, that also is a huge reason why I've decided at this time, when I finally have residency according to the Constitution, to run. And so that is why I'm running. The biggest challenge that I see this nation has is not having a vision. Now, I agree water is a huge issue. I recognized that a year ago when I researched. So water issues and all these other issues are big. But I will say that I have a vision for this nation, because without a vision, the people will perish. The vision is that I, as your next chairperson, will empower the community. I will empower our people, Yavapai Apache, to prosper individually and as prosperous families and to prosper as a community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Jackson Sr. I was born in Jerome, I was raised in Clarkdale, and when I get done eating now, I still wipe my plate with my tortilla, so I'm from here. And the reason I'm running for chairman is because we're on YouTube now. He said he was going to put all of us on YouTube, but I was on YouTube when I was the vice chairman. If you go to YouTube now, just write Robert Jackson weekly report, and I'm on there. I was on there 3 years ago, and that's why I wanted everybody to know exactly what was going on. I would go there and I'd tell everything what was going on in the council. When I was on the council, salaries went down because it takes courage when you sit up there to challenge people that don't want to lower their salaries, and you have to put it to them. You have to let the people know that this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I said I was going to do, and that's what I did. And when I was vice chairman, I was looking for direction. I wanted the chairman to tell me, let's do this, and I'll back him up. But I had to do it myself. I had to start going to all the departments myself and saying, what are you guys doing? Let's go to lunch. Let me buy you breakfast. And I would take the whole department to breakfast. I would take them to lunch. I would take lunch to the departments and find out exactly what they were doing. Every month they had to come before the vice chairman, when I was vice chairman, and tell me their budget, what their plans were. That's what we need. We need to know where we're going and why we're going there. If I'm the chairman, you'll know why we're going. We need to develop that area below the casino. Why hasn't it been done? I was in my early 20s when I bought my first house. And I didn't want to pay, my voice always does that. I was in speech class.
Okay,
but anyway.
Darlene Rubio. Hi, good morning. My name is Darlene Rubio. I'm the daughter of David and Cecilia Smith, born and raised right here in Middle Verde. I've had the opportunity to work with many great past leaders, and I've been very blessed to follow their footsteps, to listen to their common sense, their direction, and to make me who I am today. Boy, it is true. 2 minutes is going to go fast. As far as employment, I had various jobs here in the nation, and I've had education in junior college, in Yavapai College, business administration, and various certificates in the law force area. The reason I'm running for candidacy is to continue to work with you. When I say work with you, that means standing here, it's not me, it's you. We're all together in this. So when decisions are made, it's not me, it's you. When things need to be helped out, and communities need to be notified of something. It's not me, it's you. So we share that among each other, and we're going to continue to do that should you elect me. It's a 24/7 job. It's not 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. It's 24/7. The caring never stops. I've heard a lot about the economic that we need to take care of, and education, and there's so many variety of things that we need to address as a group, and we can do that together. If we stay together and support each other, I think we can challenge it together and make this future, our nation, a better future.
Good morning. My name is Trudy Lewis Clark. I'm from the East Verde clan. My parents are the late Glenn and Nora Hans Lewis. I have lived in this area, in the Camp Verde area, for about 22 years now. I am deeply humbled to be here with you. I'm very proud to stand before you here today. This election is like no others. We have a few candidates running for very important positions. This election provides the people with choice, a very important choice, in electing a leader who is best to lead our nation. Far too long, problems have been ignored. People have been ignored. Please know, I am listening. I hear you. We cannot afford to take any more risk with weak leaders in a position of power. These are critical times. Our economy involves the revenues generated and the expenses from our businesses. It's not the best, but it is the best our current leaders can do. I will be more serious, and you will see a difference. Our generation will determine the future of our nation, the future of our world. Our nation needs leaders to be strong. They need to talk, and they need to listen to the people. They also need to solve problems the nation is experiencing. You must elect someone who will get the job done. I believe I can get that job done, and I believe it is time for a change. I am seeking a chairperson position. I want to help bring quality life to our people and for future generations. The nation has invested in me by assisting with my higher education aspirations. I currently work for a regional CPA firm. A lot of our clients are tribal governments. Part of my job is preparing and analyzing financial statements, analyzing their financial situation.
My name is Monica Marquez. I'm running for the chairperson of the Yavapai Apache Nation. My goals are to bring transparency to the government and to the people. I believe that through transparency, we will all have the vision of the nation. You will see where the money comes from. You will see where the money is going. We can make priorities on building our economic development. We can put monies in the areas that are needed: education, our cultural survival, our self-determination. To be a people, we need to strengthen these areas, and to do that, we need everybody's support. We need to hear from the people and listen to them. I'm willing to do salary reductions, and I believe it's the people that makes the salary. So whatever salary you feel is needed in the chairperson, I'm willing to work for that, and I'm willing to listen to the people to make that decision. I've been here for about 20 years. I've lived off the reservation without assistance from the tribe, and I know that there is needs on both sides for our tribal members that don't live on the reservation and living on the reservation. I believe our housing is an issue. We don't need to be in poverty to be able to receive a home. We all should be equal in that area and be able to live on the reservation. We need to continue. The water issues has been way back when, and it will continue on. It's a fight that we'll all need to continue to do. Our land trades, same thing. Those are things that we're always going to need. I thank you all for being here today, and I thank all the candidates for their words of wisdom also. Thank you.
Maham juga kami cek dan dia evans nak sejam nak Yavapai Apache, Saukaluba Yum. My name is good afternoon, good morning. My name is Linda Evans. How are all of you? And I am Bilkabaya from Clarkdale. She arishning, ne arishning, dilje stop half. She Linda Evans kuze, she ta Lasky George Evans, she ma Flora Waterman Evans kuze ne. She grandfather, he is Zuki Evans, grandmother, he is Sadie Francis. Sadie Francis Bear, because they had the second marriage. She great-grandfather, he Henry Irvin. Good morning, everyone. Those are my parents. Lasky George Evans, he was the Northern Tonto Apache from here. And I only got 1 minute, so I'll just kind of wrap it up here. But anyway, those are my parents I come from, the history of my people. The reason I want to run for chairperson is to fight for our people and advocate in a strong way, in a positive, open mind way. My doors are always open. I don't care who they are, from the bottom to the top. I have worked for this tribe since August 1978. Priority list, I would like to continue wherever it stopped. Water rights is the issue. Yes, it is a top priority in our nation. And health and welfare of our people has to be enlightened, enriching all over again.